Oh, hello there. Come closer out of the dark and sit around my campfire, why not? My name, is of no great importance, but the stories I have to tell you are. Witness 4 lost souls journeying together through a grim world of perilous adventure. Be warned, though, these stories are not for the faint-hearted, and once you have heard them, you cannot unheard them. Bear witness to the Vagabond Chronicles. Holy shit.
Hang on, Del. I reckon we got this. I've been over 1 or 2 waterfalls in my time. Ain't nothing to it, really. Just hold tight and... Oh, no, 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 no! We ain't got this! We definitely ain't got this! This waterfall is absolutely mad!
Giants in Today, weeks ago she swore to steal what she never could own. Devil raised from those what she called home. Now Reddy's at the wheel. Tell me how does it feel to screw those dice rolls from last time? To scream from the lips of your eyes as the rip it disappears. See the ground, follow the ground near, but you're free from the filth and the scum. This vagabond satellite's done. They'll carry on through it all, down a waterfall. They'll carry on through it all, down a waterfall. See the rocks and pines, the hills as old as time, soon to be put to the test, to be whipped by the winds of the day. Stems on shifting plants, all held in their hands. The wind it just whips down whales and fills up Reddy's tatty sails. They'll carry on through it all, down a waterfall. They'll carry on through it all, down a waterfall.
Holy shit, we're back! Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Hi, everybody. Hi, vagabonds. How you doing, vagabonds?
Hey!
What's up?
We missed this.
Yeah, man, I fucking missed this too. I'm so sorry. I'm literally 8 projects down, 2 to go. Like, I see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, just in time for Tom to get like crazy fucking manically busy. I hear, and Blue being manically busy as well. So
Yeah.
you know, we're all like we're here for you, community. But it's not been easy, babies. You know, I'm just gonna be honest about that. We are burning every candle that we've got. We're even stealing candles to burn them too. But we are back.
We love this, and we miss it when it doesn't happen.
Indeed. So, firstly, before we go into the vagabonds and the details and who they are, big mod love. Thank you very much to the mods who are here. I believe there's whoa there, Veronica, Shannon Films. I'm not sure who else is around. Is Yoga there? Maybe not sure. Shout them out if you see them, folks.
I really hope. Is Yogo here?
Not sure.
I have not seen Yago, but we have Shannon and Veronica.
Cool. Big love to all of them. So hello. Hi to the community. Thank you very much for stopping by for our little quiet corner of the internet that we like to call the vagabonds. So without further ado, let's say hi to the vagabonds. What's up, vagabonds? Hi.
Hey!
What's up?
Hi.
Hi. So we're going to go in initiative order, introduce the vagabonds and what the fuck we're playing right now. And if there's anybody new in chat, please do a shout out so we know, and then we can explain the rules in a very succinct, quick way. And then we're going to speed on over to our favourite Thomas DeVille moment, which is our community news after that.
Hey!
So without further ado, let's say hi to the vagabonds. We're going to start.
I really only do this for community news.
I know you do, man, which must suck every now and again when I skip over it and think, fuck it, let's not do community news this week. That must really that must just crush your soul. Not like crush, maybe crinkle your soul around the edges. Crushing is extreme.
Determined that the next community news will be even better than the last.
Which means, of course, I have to pull the rug underneath your feet for the next one, just to double down on that, because then we are talking about crumpling.
We should just give a quick shout out to some people who are subbing, because lots of lovely people are subbing at the moment, including our old friend, the magnificent Picaro Persona.
Thank you, Picaro.
Subbed in at tier 3.
Nocturnus76 with a huge 7 subs. Thank you very much. A resub in. Thank you very much.
Yes, and I saw earlier, and I'm trying to scroll back, but someone else just subscribed tier 3 as well, and I'm so sorry that I missed their name, but shout out if you've just done it, and we'll give you a shout out. But thank you, all of those.
Cool.
Everyone.
So, starting initiative order, which is, of course, the quick-witted, which in the game is also reflected in life, possibly. Starting with our elf, definitely not on the shelf, Blue, who plays... Hi, Blue. Who plays...
Hey! I play Del!
Yay.
Hello, I play Delamira, a.k.a. just Del. Hi, everybody. I missed you guys. It's been a couple weeks. I play a wood elf. I'm an archer, I'm a rogue outlaw, and I have a war dog named Fleck, who I'm currently clinging to life for.
Is this your 3-day anniversary of being best friends forever?
Yeah,
It's
I've
a 3-day
had
anniversary.
Fleck for like 3 days, it feels like, but it feels like years. So he's definitely the most important boyo I have in my life right now.
Groovy. All right, lovely.
Yay.
Moving swiftly on, we have, or had, a human warrior called Siegmund Hauptmann, or Siegfried Hauptmann, I always get it wrong. Siegfried Hauptmann, who's an NPC now, was played by the lovely Dr. Steve, who's taking a sabbatical from us, because of his work is demanding. Long and short of it, he's not in this episode, so don't worry about it. We'll come back to him later. Next on, we have Thomas DeVille, who plays the inimitable, what is it, Ratty, not Tatty? Is that what we're landing on?
Very tatty.
Very tatty, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name's Tom. I play Ratigan, the hedge wizard. Wizard of hedges.
Lord of the shrub.
The shrub. The shrubbery. He basically is a guy that grew up in a tiny village in the middle of nowhere, and he figured out magic kind of accidentally by himself.
He's an intuitive magician, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a weird birthmark on his butt, which has probably got something to do with his magical abilities. He's got a birthmark of the of the god Tal, which is like the nature god. Hey, everyone! All the chat's going. Hey, Tom. Hi, chat. Hi, everyone in chat. Yeah. So, and he's got two pet ferrets called Noodle and Mr. Spidge, who aid him in his magical abilities.
They're a little magical themselves, aren't they, Tom?
They are a little bit magical. They can do all kinds of awesome stuff, which
Card
I'm sure
tricks, juggling, that kind of stuff.
they can do that. Pigeon Prima Donna just said a butt mark. Correct. He's got a butt mark.
Somewhere between a henna tattoo and a birthmark and just an ugly splodge.
I mean,
a Venn diagram between all of that.
Oh, so
okay.
What is the shape? What is the symbol of the god of Tal?
It's like a horned. It kind of looks like my picture as a GM in the pictures that the kid and I draw for the show. It kind of looks a little bit like that, but way more horny. Wait, that came out wrong. It has bigger horns than my little drawing does, and more like rounded horns, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And as Dances with Bugs just reminded me, I also have a hat which is a zombie chicken called Mabel.
Basically, you pick up small animals and make these accessories. You're like the Cruella de Vil. Oh my God, de Vil! You're Cruella de Vil, but Tom DeVille. I get it now. You make animals into accessories. No. You make animals into accessories. That's what happens.
Oh no!
Cool.
I didn't intend. I need to point out. I was hoping to bring Mabel back to life, and
the chicken's not for turning, sir. Chicken is not for turning. It's an undead chicken on your head.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
I got an undead chicken on my head. It's like a country song.
That's right.
Yeah. So
cool.
That's it.
All right.
That's me.
That's you in a nutshell.
But wait, Neil.
Yes.
Neil.
What's up?
I believe we have a new player.
That's right. We do have a new guest player with us, and his name is Clem.
Hello.
Clem Dogs.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone in chat. Hello to the wonderful vagabonds, and thank you very, very much for inviting me. It is very, very nice of you.
Do you like the little western entrance? I think it's pretty cool.
We hope that everyone is going to take you to their hearts. Clem is an old friend of mine from college days, and we've stayed buddies ever since. And much like Jim, really, he's a friend of Jim's as well. So he is with us today.
Cool. Now his character is Secreto. We are not talking about his character until you meet his character, because he's a guest.
Yeah.
Lastly, we should wrap up that Jim is not with us. Sadly, Jim is traveling today, so Jim is not making this episode. So Bondo will not be here for you, Bondo aficionados, and sadly Bondo can't make it, but he will be here next time. We fingers crossed.
Bondo can't be with us this week, but
but also last time Bondo was the only character to make his like rowing save to get out of the way of the big fucking waterfall you're about to fall off. Let's get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
First up, community news with your pal Thomas Balderdash Pistachio Mustachio Felicity Villiers Penguin DeVille.
Penguin. It's actually Tarquin, but my great uncle Ham calls me Penguin as a nickname.
There you go.
So you've obviously been hanging out with.
I've been Google crawling you.
Ham there filled you in on that.
I've been deep crawling all over your internet profile, sir.
Yeah, you've been onto my ancestry.com.
A little bit. Yeah. My name's Thomas DeVille. All right, you do this thing. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey everybody. Community news at the moment is still fairly standard. The main gist of it is that we have a Twitter page and an Instagram page, which we love it when you follow. The Instagram, we always have lots of amazing fan art that you guys post up. We always try and share as much of that as possible. Both of them are Vagabond Chronic, I believe. And follow us and come and hang out with us on there. Obviously, if you don't know, we also have the Discord, where we have a lovely community and everyone hangs out there. So join the Discord too. That is it right now, I believe. Does anyone else have any community news that they would like to add while Neil is running around his place?
I was just gonna add about the tier 3 coffee chat. So now that Neil's back, I'll be sending into the tier 3. If you're a tier 3 subscriber, remember to connect your Twitch to your Discord. You can do that in settings. Otherwise, Discord does not know that you're a subscriber. So if you're tier 1, 2, or 3, make sure to do that. So we have perks for tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 3, the next week or two, we'll be scheduling the next coffee chat, just where we pop onto Discord and Neil enters your questions about his career and characters and all of that good stuff. So if you haven't done that, get on in there.
Yeah. I think that's it for community news this week. Clem, do you have any community news?
On careful reflection, and I'm thinking about it quite deeply, I've got nothing.
You got nothing?
I've got nothing.
Hey, you're new to the community. That's all right,
Just
buddy.
in time to come back and see what the fuck you did to my channel, folks. How you doing? What happened?
Tom did it.
Tom did it. All right, on that note of Tom did it, are we finished? Because let's get fucking started. It's been 26 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get in. Let's get into this.
Bam!
We ran over a waterfall last time we left.
Straight into Sad Neil, who eats fate points. Hi, folks. Okay, so let's get back into it. This is Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. First edition rules with some augmented stuff just for shits and giggles. This is the south part of the old world. This is the Border Princes where our heroes started 30 chapters ago. They went whoop all the way up here, around to here, up to here, up to here, and now they're crossing around here-ish somewhere where La Maison Tau is. Around here, I think it is, actually. La Maison Tau, and that is a place which is a sanctuary for Talarites, whom Tom has a picture of the butt on. They went to Frugalhorn, they tried to find these tombs, they were being employed by a priest, blah, 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 and the whole thing went tits up with an army of undead, rampaged through. They mortared the small village of Frugalhofen here, which is just such a beautiful picture. I'm going to keep it up, actually, for another week. It's so good. And they went down on these things called escargots, which are little shells, barrels, huge barrels, actually, huge shells, that they put grain and stuff in. They usually have tops on, but all of our characters and the villagers escaped without the topless, as it were, going down the river. All of the villagers, including Bondo, managed to survive by reaching the shore before the waterfall hit. The only 2 people and a dog that didn't was Tom and Blue, and a lucky boy called Fleck over here. They are actually not here. They are literally here right now, which is where we left them all those weeks ago, hanging in fate's balance, as it were. Possibly sphincters tight. I don't know. I'm not sure how the characters feel about going over a waterfall. How do the characters feel about going over a waterfall, Tom and Blue?
Bring it on.
Yeah, I've been over
in real life?
Waterfalls in barrels before in real life, so
you can do it. Okay.
I went over Niagara, dude, in a barrel.
That was you?
When I was 8.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard it went well.
I'm prepared. I reckon
your parents not like you.
Cool. And on that note, let's do some tests and see how many fate points we can take from it.
In the barrel. That's
the
truth of the matter.
Did they nail the barrel with a little bit of air, or you just have to hold your breath? How does that work?
No, they hammered the lid on.
Oh, that's fair enough. Considerate and good parenting. All right. So on that bombshell of note, I hope nobody's triggered by waterfalls and barrels, I hope. Let's go into seeing exactly what is happening with you 2.5 people.
If you are triggered by barrels and waterfalls, this is probably the wrong channel if you're triggered by that. We should have put a trigger warning for waterfalls and barrels. Sorry about that. Okay, so with that ado, you are literally here. And much like Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, you're now sort of hovering in the air. You have a free action each. What do you want to do, folks? Before free action in a barrel. In the air, like Wile.
Like this.
Do Warner Brothers physics rules, Looney Tunes physics rules actually happen in Warhammer? Is this what we're saying now?
Are you a Looney Tunist? Do you have a PhD in Looney Tunism? Or Lunatiziology, yes. I think it's called.
I'm going to
say yes.
Well, then you should be able to tell us, Tom. Why are you asking me that? You're just trying to trick me and show your intellect.
It is a fantasy. It is a grim world of perilous adventure we're in. I guess we could do a free action. So I'm gonna, in my free action, I'm gonna look at Blue and do one of those big kind of comedy swallows. You know those like,
gulps. I'm gonna do gulp. Okay, like that.
Yeah.
Like that. It's actually.
Yeah, and you just pull out the kind of your collar like.
Yeah, your Adam's apple just like protrudes, drops down like about a foot, then drops back up again and sucks back into your throat. Okay, I got it.
That's what I've done for my free move.
Okay. I'm going to take Fleck's free move. That's okay. He's just going to go. He's just going to his head's going to cock slightly to the right to look at Ratty, and then to the left to look at Blue. And his ears are going to ever so slightly cutely lift up like half an inch and drop to the side, and he's just going to go Whoa! Like that. Blue, what's your free action?
I give a nod to Ratty. Like, yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just go. Yep. Okay. So at that point, can you all please, three of you, make initiative tests? Are you in? You haven't told me you're bracing, so I'm assuming you're not. So please make a straight initiative test.
We were braced already.
Were you?
Absolutely, I was bracing.
Okay, I'm gonna say that probably Del was bracing because you were bracing before. I remember Tom. I'm gonna do a chance test. I don't think you were braced, man. I think you were just accepting the fact you were going over the barrel. I know the song said you were. By the way, did you like the song? Did you enjoy the song?
Listen, you know, a good way that you survive car crashes is if you're like
relaxed.
Loose.
Right.
Your body, yeah, exactly.
You go floppy.
Just go floppy. So okay, so you're just gonna like roll your shoulders around, like shake your hands off, and just go, okay, like that, and just embrace the fall. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna give Blue an extra 10% on initiative because she's not crazy. Tom, it's a straight initiative check for you. And by the way, folks, this is Warhammer rules. So it's very much like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's low fantasy. It's a grim world of perilous adventure. People die, they get freaked out, they get like Call of Cthulhu kind of insanities and stuff like that. Yeah, it's all full on.
And just as a note, I do have my own. I'm just using an app on my phone that has dice. So
cool.
I'll roll. And
you
just
roll
honor
for yourself.
system.
It's an honor system. We were friends for a long time. And by the way, nobody likes to get the rules in the way of a good story, so that's all fine. We're all on the same page. So buttons. So you are going to all make initiative tests. Del, you got plus 10. The dog is a straight initiative test, which you can make, Del, as well if you have the stats. And Tom, you are going to just make initiative tests as well because you're just floppy and loose. But you might get a bonus somewhere else along the line.
Yeah, like on impact.
Yeah. Let's fucking do it! By the way, anybody, this is a percentile game, folks, where everything it's kind of like, imagine D20, but it's a D100 instead. Everybody has stats and skills that can plus or minus, and depending on the situation. And there's also circumstance as well, so sometimes I might put a modifier just because, not because I'm just a bastard, just because it makes sense logically somehow in my world. 0105 is a nat 20. 96 to 100 is a critical fail. And those things you do not want. And they happen statistically more often in this game and with these characters and these players than any other game in the history of roleplay. And we have it on record. Right. I think statistically this happens more often to these people than anyone. It's amazing. So, initiative-wise, it is Blue up first. Blue is Del, you have 69, so it's your first.
I mean, Blue's,
63.
63. Okay, so what happens to you if you don't mind? You basically, the barrel just drops and you all drop with it and you flip upside down, but you manage to catch the edge of the barrel and now you're hanging upside down on the barrel, holding on as it's plummeting and hitting terminal velocity pretty quickly. Well, it's not terminal velocity yet, but it's definitely speeding up. Tom, let's just go with you, sir.
All right, I'm rolling. I've got a much lower chance at this.
Which is why it's so much fun to watch you roll.
Oh no!
What's that? 90? 93.
It was like 10 and then it went on to the 9.
Yeah, I know. It's not quite a critical failure, but it is a big, massive, whopping fail. Okay, so you are going to take some damage, sir, I'm afraid. And it's going to be heavy, because this is 152 feet up in the air.
Can I try and turn this into a dive, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, you can.
Tarzan.
You can. Why not? You don't have swim or anything that was pertinent or acrobatics, but why not? Why don't we just throw you a bone? So, do you have anything like acrobatic swim that I don't know about that I should know about?
Acrobatic swim?
Acrobatics or swim.
I'm pretty sure I don't have either.
All right.
No, I don't have either of those.
All right. So I'm going to say it's a -20 to your initiative to very quickly work out, whilst you're free falling in midair, how to turn this like belly flop into a half pike and then into and then work out how your hands should meet the water so you don't break your arms and hands.
Okay.
Yep.
So what are you saying? What, initiative?
-20, I would say.
I have a 16% chance of rolling.
Yeah, I like those odds, man. Let's do it. Always bet on,
I like those odds.
I like those odds. Oh, so close, so close, so close, so close.
No.
We all saw that as well, Tom. It's not your day, mate. Okay, so that doesn't work. So you're going to take a fair amount of damage. You can take any armor and you can take your toughness off it, but it's not going to be pretty. I'm going to just tell you that, sir. So let's just do this nice and fairly. Okay, that's 4 wounds.
Yeah.
You're going to take 4 wounds. I'm not going to tell you how, but you're going to get hit with 4 wounds, sir. So you're on 8 right now, right?
Yeah, but my toughness is 4.
Okay, so in which case that mitigates it. So actually you take 0, which is pretty awesome. That could have gone really badly. All right, so basically what happens to you, Tom, is you sort of start floating in the air, like almost like 0G. And then you start enjoying it a bit too much. You start flapping and you sort of turn to Del, look at me, I'm a bird. And then you suddenly realize, oh, it's because you're falling. And then you try and do what she did, and then you just miss. So now you're hovering above where the barrel is, and you're both the barrel and you are falling at the same rate. So you're sort of like this above the barrel. Like that. That's sort of where you're at, trying to desperately swim.
What was I taking wounds from? Have I hit the water yet?
Not yet. No, that's a future hit. That's what you're going to take.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like this. Woo, like that. Can you please roll the dog's initiative?
Yeah, I don't have the paper for the dog, but I can roll. But do you know what it is? Because I can't find it.
Do you have your the whole character sheet thing we insist? I
have,
am such a stickler for insisting on that. I know that. Did you spend the 3 weeks writing down any information I asked the entire group to write down, just so you'd have reference, like magic spells, how they work, or companions?
I have for me, but I don't know how to do it for the dog. I'm sorry.
All right, so that's a big fat no for everybody. I'm just going to say one more time, folks. Can we please write down auxiliary spells, companions, characters, shit like that? Just otherwise, there's a lot of page turning involved. That's fine. I will pretend to be okay with that. So War Dog's initiative is 30.
Okay, I'll roll. 28.
Where is it? Can we verify that? Send me a picture, Blue. I know you love that dog I know you love the dog so much. I think you'd be willing to cheat for it.
No,
that's how much I think you love that dog.
I can't believe
right now.
All right.
Look at the time stamp.
In this room right now.
There you go, dude.
All right. By the way, I'm uploading. Okay, we got it. I'm uploading to the Vagabonds WhatsApp the War Dog things. You got it. Award-winning community. You did actually get 28. The timestamp is correct. I will begrudgingly accept not killing your dog. That's fine. So basically,
oh my god, I'm so happy.
So basically,
I love that he checked timestamp.
We're gonna do things properly, haven't you? So this dog flips up as well, and then it also flips upside down and sees what you're doing, and he just outstretches its mouth, clamps onto the edge of the barrel like this, like that, and is now doing the same thing that you're doing, Blue. And Tom's still upside down like this, going whoop. Tom, you have this flashing moment. Maybe it's Gary the brain, your brain called Gary, who just comes in and goes, oh, hello, Tom. Hello, Ratty. You totally should have done that with your teeth, you know. And then just disappears from your mind, just gives you a little bit of insight. Those who don't know...
Gary just rubbing it in that a dog is handling this better than I am.
So much better. So anybody who doesn't know, Tom has a precarious, difficult relationship with his brain that is actually based on my dad. So my dad is his brain. And it's called Gary. So just in case anybody doesn't know the references.
Gary the Brain.
Gary the Brain. So he just chipped in there. So okay, that's what's happening.
I feel that as I'm falling, I feel like I should be communing with Gary quite a lot.
You can do. It'll stop time a brief second, but you can totally do that if you wish. Do you want to talk to Gary the Brain?
I really want to stop time because I'm falling towards my doom.
Have you seen that film Dread? Like the slow-mo drug in Dread.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Yeah,
You're still falling, but time has just gone down to like a fraction of a second. So it's like you do that, goes, oh yeah, you totally should have done that, Tom. Tom. I keep calling you Tom. You look like a Tom I used to know. Ratty, you should have done that with your teeth. I don't know why you didn't. You probably feel a bit stupid now, don't you?
I do feel a little bit stupid about most things right now. I'm mostly blaming fate because
you don't want to do that, Ratty. Oh, she can be quite a dick if you piss her off. You don't want to blame fate.
Have I pissed fate off? Is this what's happened?
As your brain, Gary, as your licensed brain, I feel compelled to tell you that you probably shouldn't ask or answer that question in case fate is listening, because she can be a real dick.
Well, fair enough. I just feel at this moment where I've gone over a waterfall and I'm falling quite badly. I just feel, Gary, that fate has maybe turned on me in this particular moment. That's all.
What was that? Sorry, I drifted away there. Listen, I'm busy. Actually, I've got a lunch to go to. You're all right. You look after yourself. You'll be great.
What are you going to have for your lunch there, Gary?
Chicken, probably. But maybe I was just looking at your chicken. By the way, your chicken's flying off. And with that, Gary goes, and time just sort of bursts into normal time.
Am I losing Mabel? Has Mabel fallen off my head?
Mabel, the undead chicken, which you've resurrected, has just slid off your head, and is now hanging out next to you in the air. And it's just flapping around.
Flying? Can it flap its wings?
No, it hasn't been animated. It hasn't been animated again. You remember you have to keep animating it with the magic point and stuff?
Jeez, don't remind me. I've wasted all my magic points on it. If I had some magic, I could be flying right now. But
you probably could be. How much magic do you have left, by the way?
I've got 1 point. I can do now.
You can do now with that, yeah. Oh, reminds me. Noodle and Mr. Spidge are sort of ferrying around. You can feel them ferrying around inside your bathrobe, which you use as a wizard's robe. And they're sort of doing stuff in there. You're not entirely sure what they're doing.
They're doing stuff?
Yeah, they're just rummaging. They feel like they're really rummaging around in there. Maybe they're freaking out or something. It just feels a bit weird. So yeah, that's what they're doing. Oh, here's Mabel. There's Mabel.
I hope they're inventing a flying machine.
Possibly. Okay, so all of you continue to fall. We're going to go into. It should be 6 seconds around, but obviously this isn't going to work like that. So we're going to go 3 seconds, two seconds or something like that per round. There's Mabel just flying along next to you like that. Boop. You can't do much, but you might have to do something. Blue, very quickly. Is there anything you want to do? You're falling head first, holding onto this barrel.
I'm trying to decide if. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the water. You can see you've got a good 100 feet left. You've probably dived about 50 feet so far, and there's a good 100 feet left to go. So another round or so, and then you'll smash into the bottom.
And I'm head first. Is that?
Yeah, you're head first now, holding upside down to the barrel that's just barreling down. But the waterfall is like this now, and and all of you are sort of you're surfing the waterfall. So you're sort of in and out of the water. You're not far away from the waterfall itself. You're just skirting down it like that. Do you know what I mean? Like position of the barrel is pretty approximate to where the waterfall actually is.
I'm trying to decide if it's a good idea to try and grab the dog or if that's a bad idea. Because I don't want to grab him by his collar and then I snap his neck or something
I'll allow it.
No, I'm not. I don't want to give you ideas. I don't have. I don't believe my character would have military training to know the best way to impact water at that height.
Sure. Pretty sure that's a given, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I can't think of a single thing that I would be doing in this moment other than just screaming. Screaming's a free action, right?
Yeah, screaming's totally free action. You can totally scream if you want.
I'm screaming.
Cool. Okay. So your free action is to scream heartily through the top, and it's really convincing. It sounds like you're actually seeing your whole life flashing in front of your eyes. In fact, that's the action you can take. You can watch your entire life flash before your eyes.
Oh God, so boring.
It's
Oh,
so
no.
dull, so trite, and so boring, and so lacking in purpose and vision. By the way, multiverse Dell, because originally, by the way, folks, if you didn't know, Dell was actually supposed to not meet the Vagabonds. She was supposed to meet a different adventuring party that was in the Frugal Valley, and they went on to like save the world. So right now, in like the alternate universe, she is currently like riding a gold dragon, which we thought extinct, and is riding it back to like Bretonian to present to court, which was a mission she was given by the lady herself, and she's just come off sabbatical where she spent like 3 weeks just roaming around in this luxury wagon because she's also a multi-millionaire now.
Well, good for her.
Good for her, right?
I'm screaming off of a waterfall.
Fine, cool, living the dream.
Yep.
All right, so you're doing that. Tom, you've got another little taste of the cake. By the way, can everybody please make a cool test?
Oh, okay.
I tell you first.
Layer in. Just layer that in.
Honestly, if I was going to kill you off, this is pretty much how I do it.
Okay, Neil, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah,
I rolled a 98.
A 98, that's a critical failure.
98.
Huge props to you, Blue, for being that honest. Thank you, my love.
Yeah.
89 is also a lovely failure.
I failed as well because the dice ate me.
The dice do hate you. So please take an insanity point, Tom. That's an insanity point for you.
Okay.
That's an instant insanity point. You rolled a critical failure, Blue. Okay, you are
He's screaming, dude.
you are yeah. Your scream has gone from a to kind of like that, like it's barely perceptible now. Please roll a d6. And that is how many fate points you're going to take, because this is a critical failure on an insanity terror check. So that's d6 insanity points.
A 5.
Wow, how many insanity points did you have before this?
How many what? Sorry.
How many insanity points did you have before this?
Where is that on my sheet?
It's on your psychology and health.
Yeah, it's a little box under languages.
Yeah.
On the second sheet.
Oh, second sheet.
Because you've been criticaled a few times, so you have a test to see if you get an insanity point on a failure of a cool test every time you get criticaled. But you may not have any, which is probably a good thing.
Any. I don't
Please
have any.
put 5 down.
Yeah, I don't think Blue's had reason to have any.
That's cool.
So.
Well, this is a good old reason to have one. FYI, I might make you a aquaphobic if you ever get an insanity, because this is pretty or maybe like vertigo or something like that. Like you have a huge fear of heights. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, so yes, so please put down 5 insanity points. This is truly fucking terrifying for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Tom, it's Ratty. It's your kind of go again, I guess. Mabel is now like sort of still flapping. It's completely lifeless, but it's flapping alongside you. Like its skin is being rolled back by the sheer velocity. You're not quite at terminal velocity, but you're getting there.
Yeah, I might just have to bury Mabel at the bottom of this because.
Blade undead chicken. My God.
Yeah. And she's she's sort of slowly turning into something that Pinhead from Hellraiser would wear.
A little
bit. So what am I gonna do? Can I?
You're swimming toward. You're sort of swimming towards the barrel right now. But
I'm gonna try and grab hold of it, I guess.
Yeah,
again.
I guess you and the barrel are moving around enough that it's theoretically possible for you to accidentally make yourself more like aquiline, whatever it's called, aerodynamic, sorry, and actually shoot forwards. So I'll give you. I'm just saying. Yeah, go on. I'll give you an initiative test to accidentally become more aerodynamic. Like you accidentally do a shape that makes you faster than the barrel. Yeah.
I'm just saying that if this was a Fast and Furious movie,
yeah.
I'd be able to. I'd be all over this shit. I'd be doing it right now.
That's right.
Okay?
But here's the thing, Tom. We're not doing that. We're doing Warhammer First Edition, man.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, sure. And I'm just saying, that if this was a Fast and Furious movie, we'd all have way more money than we would all do. But none of us do. So we just gonna have to roll it. Ratty Diesel.
Defying physics.
Defying physics one law at a time. Okay, so let's roll that initiative, and see what's up.
Ratty Diesel thinks family is important. Okay. Okay.
Hit it. 67, not your day, sir. All right, so you sort of flap around, and actually what happens is you start flapping so much, you start spinning in the air, and you end up like going this way, and you just grab Mabel by accident because you're trying to grab the edge of this thing, and so you end up grabbing the chicken, and now you are the chicken is sort of...
Slow me my fall at all?
It's tiny. You've slowed your fall by maybe like, you know, a few inches a second by the extra weight of the chicken, but you have the chicken in your arms now, which is a thing. But you're now also drifting away from the barrel. So you're like over here, like that.
She's definitely going to just fly. Fly, Mabel, fly. That's what I yell. Fly, Mabel, fly! I'm yelling that.
I love it. Okay. All right, folks. Sorry.
You've got an undead chicken parachute now.
Oh, that reminds me. Thank you for reminding me, Clem. Okay, so Noodle and Mr. Spidge pop out together of your... As you grab the chicken, they sort of pop out of your sleeves. And they both stand there. And they both got these like weird like bundles on their back. And Mr. Noodle seems to be wearing these little kind of weird like round glasses like made of buttons. And Mr. Spidge has got this like flappy, like kind of like one of those aviator hats on, but it's made out of leaves. And they both like give you this little paw salute. And they both jump back into the air, and they sort of just go boom, boom. And they both open what looks to be these little kind of like, it's like pieces of string holding onto your two neckerchiefs that you had in your pocket, and they're strapped to Mr. Spidge and Noodle. And they're now
motherfuckers just bailed.
they're just sort of like this, like that, like holding on now to these little like cute little parachutes they've made out of your handkerchiefs.
I'm gonna have to try this with my robe.
Yeah, you could.
Have to let go of the chicken.
So now they're like descending quite like slowly, like this. They've gone like it's almost like somebody put the brakes on. They're now way above you. Yeah.
I'm so jealous of those little bastards.
Aren't they cool? They're really cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. All right, dude. So that's their go. That's your go. I guess that's it, really, isn't it? Should we just roll to see how much damage you take? How about that?
Yeah.
All right. So
what am I taking damage from at the moment? By
the
way,
151 foot tall waterfall.
I mean, am I hitting the floor? Am I hitting the bottom now?
Yeah. So basically, rules for falling are usually, if you're falling, it's worse than jumping. So jumping is you take the height you're jumping down from minus your movement doubled. So what's your movement?
4.
4. So in this case, that would be you take 139 wounds, but because you're falling, you double that. So you're on 272 wounds that you'd have to take minus your toughness and armor.
What?
Ouch.
I'm also going to take some away because you're hitting water, which is going to feel like concrete at this lift distance, but it'll probably give you a little bit. So let's call it an even 250 wounds you're going to take. That'll be next round.
Okay.
Del, you'll probably take slightly less because you're more agile and you're also holding onto the barrel. Okay, folks, so...
I'm sure I'll live. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Anything else that you want to do, Tom, just before we move on?
Can I say a little prayer to Tal?
Please do. Please do say a prayer to Tal. I'll give you a chance that it will be answered as well.
All right, okay.
But it has to be good,
Tom. Are you going to do that now or next turn?
You can do it now. It'll affect next turn. It has to be good, though, Tom.
Oh, Tal, I am definitely in the shit right now. I've just heard that I'm about to take a lot of damage. So if there's anything you can do, maybe grow some grass to catch me, or send a nice pillowy sheep. Anything at all, I will be most happy. Thanks very much. It's your old pal, Ratty.
Amen. All right. What's your will?
Faithfully.
Okay, I'm going to give you a percentage chance for that prayer to be answered, sir. And let's see what happens with that. I'm going to say, you know what? Actually, I didn't roll that properly. I'm going to do it one more time. So let's just do that properly. Roll. That was worse. Okay. Unfortunately, sir, your prayers... Well, actually, you know what? Let's put a pin in that. Okay, new round, folks. New round.
Lightning bolt hit me as I'm
Yeah, lightning bolt hits you in the ass. Okay, folks. As you're falling, something very strange happens. All of you suddenly just get slammed into something that was not there before, almost out of nowhere. And it's very thick, heavy hemp-like rope, and it just grabs all of you from the air, and including the barrel. The barrel hits the deck and actually spins over the side. But you, the dog, the chicken, Mr. Spidge and Noodle are gracefully coming down, so they'll be fine, and Dell all just get slammed into this net, which pulls really taut down and then just sort of elasticates you back up, and then just like throws you in the air and then catches you again. Everybody please make a toughness test.
Is that just toughness as a percentile?
Toughness percentile. So whatever your toughness is, times that by 10, and roll equal to that or under, please, folks.
Okay. Let's see if I'm going to pass any rolls today.
Probably not.
No.
So what's your toughness, Tom?
I passed.
59?
No, I didn't pass. I thought that was a 30, sorry.
No, that's cool.
I failed.
Okay, please roll a d3 and then take those wounds irrespective of armor and toughness, please.
Okay, where's the D3?
D3's here, sir. And
Thank you.
Blue, what's your toughness?
My toughness is 2, and I rolled a 2.
That's a critical success.
Yeah, and I can screenshot it. I screenshot it for you.
Yeah, no, I believe you. No worries. So Tom, you're gonna take 2 immediate wounds. So
Taking
that's
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Yeah.
Now, Blue, you slam into this thing, and you have this weird flashback memory, like an effective memory from when you were like a young elf in the woods, and you used to play this thing where you used to strap this like kind of piece of banded, very elastic wood, like a yew tree wood, like almost like the resin, and then coat it in resin, and it'd become incredibly stretchy and bouncy. And you used to sort of do acrobatics and play around with this thing, kind of like a weird trampoline. And this suddenly gives you this flashback of when you were a kid. So you bounce into it, immediately flip in the air, you grab the dog, bounce back on your feet on this thing, and flip up. And then you find yourself going through the bit of the waterfall and landing on a ledge. That you didn't even know it was there. It's just blind, weird, bizarre luck. And you now find yourself behind the waterfall with this net which has got Ratty and the chicken in it. And Noodle and Mr. Spidge are now like dropping very gracefully to the side. And you're now behind the waterfall, and you hear this like this huge like cacophony of noise. But because it's light and it's summertime, obviously you can see Ratty and the chicken and Noodle and Mr. Spidge have now landed on Ratty, all sort of like they're nice and safe in the net. And the net is only a few feet further down now that it's righted itself a little bit. And you also see that the net has been fixed to the side. It's on these kind of like these like very bendy piece of wood that's been jutted in and supported into the walls. It's pretty crude, but it does the job. So that the net like pulls down, then goes taut again. So actually, it kind of keeps its shape, doesn't like drop down too much, which is pretty cool. Right next to you is a massive big opening to the right, which looks like a cave entrance, which is pretty weird. So that is your go. Enter. Right. So enter Clem. Clem, you have to please send me a text as to what's going on with you, sir. And you have initiative. You're in the middle of the initiative, so it's your go now. But can you please send me a text? Or alternatively, actually, you know what? What is better? This is something new that we're going to try and do. Blue and Tom, I'm going to see, is there a way that I can mute you? Or can you mute and deafen yourself in Discord? You don't have to leave. Just mute and deafen.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get under my duvet and just hide under my duvet.
Is that because you're frightened of the fall? Is that because you're scared?
A bit of that. A bit of the, I'm just little bit, I've had a long weekend.
Are you sleepy?
I'm not sleepy.
Do you want me to do a little ASMR games mastering, Tom?
No, that might have a
It's a grim world of perilous adventure, Tom.
I think
roll.
appreciate that, maybe.
Please take a toughness test, minus 200.
I just feel like making a little camp out my duvet.
All right, so you're going to make a little pillow fort, be honest. Blue, you can deafen and mute yourself if you might do. I will write a tick on the board so you can all see that to know when you can come back in again. Is that cool with you folks?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, and I will have my little moment with Clem. I shall put the tick in a little box over here, so that our audience can listen in. The tick will appear here when we're ready. Okay. So Clem, hello,
Yes.
Clem. Enter
Hello.
Clem.
Yes.
Clem, I'm going to draw roughly where you are right now. Tom.
Right.
Plum.
Tom, you're not supposed to be listening. This defeats the entire point. This thing was
just
going
can't
really
help
well.
himself.
It was super fucking slick. It was a genius idea. Now you just ruined it.
Can't hear you.
Enjoy your. Just go back to your pillow fort, Tom. We know that's what it is. All right, Clem. Dude. All right. So your character is here. I have a character which is totally inappropriate, but it just gave me like so much shit. Oh, this is really weird, inappropriate. This doesn't know your character at all. You sure? All right.
I know who I am.
You know you are. Let's just go with this character right now. It's not representational in the slightest, especially the top hat. So let's just go with this character now. Right now, this is the scene. You are at the edge here. You have not been spotted. You've just you've been walking back this way when you saw these three characters go boing, and actually you saw one of the characters flip and grab this dog in midair and then just like land back on the ledge. So you know they're on the ledge now. What do you want to do, sir?
Let me think. I've got no reason to actually think that there's any. Well, do they look undead?
No, they do not. They look very much alike. In fact, one of them was pretty sure one of them was screaming, and you're pretty sure the other one was farting in fear. Which you can sort of like get down with that because it's like, yeah, you understand where that comes from. Yeah,
that's cool. Rightio. I am going.
Quick question, Clem. Do you talk to yourself?
Yes.
Your character, I mean.
Well, yes and yes.
Okay, cool. So your character can talk to him. It's a he, him, right? It's not like a they or anything like that. Okay, so your character can talk to itself and a little bit if you want. That'll sort of maybe help you get into it. So
absolutely cool. Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Okay, cool.
What are these things? Are they here? They're not undead. I think that's alright. Okay. What should we do? We should go talk to them.
Okay.
Be careful, we don't know what they mean.
Talk. Okay, cool. So you're gonna talk to them.
Go talk to them, yeah.
All right, cool. Now, do you want to sneak up to them, sir, or are you just going to be bold as brass and go, hello? What's your plan? They could be dangerous, because they look pretty well armed as well. Well, you didn't catch much sight of them. They definitely have weapons on them.
I'm going to go see, because if I do, I can always run back into the cave and lose them.
That's right.
Yeah, one way out.
That's right. Okay, so let's make... do you have any skills for sneaking? Like concealment rural, I would say, or silent move rural, or anything like that?
I do have smooth silent rural and conceal rural.
Cool. Okay, why don't we give you a plus 20 onto your roll, and it's initiative roll, plus 20. What's your initiative, please, man?
My initiative is 59, so that would be 60, 79.
79. Okay, cool. So it's 50, and then just for reference, it's 59, right?
Yeah.
So okay, let's just do this here. If I can.
Okay, so I'm going to be grabbing those. Let's see if I can do this here.
So that's Clem.
Grabbing those dice there.
Hang on, 59. Did you say? Yeah. 59.
It is 59. Yes.
Cool, got it. All right. So yeah, hit those dice, make them dance.
No, I know how to do this. I think I know how to do this.
It's an R. You press the R button.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Nice one. 30. You're already a better roller statistically than Tom DeVille. Great. So that is a pass. So you have advantage. You are in concealment. Your character is here, but I'm not going to show them there yet. You can sneak up, and you can... Okay, that's cool. So you can sneak up on them and get a good look, and you'll be able to hear them as well. And if you need to, you can definitely dive back. I'm going to invite the others back into the room.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm good with that.
Cool. All right, you folks. Hi. That worked pretty well, didn't it? That's pretty cool.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That worked out really well. Tom, get out of your pillow fort, mate, you coward. Oh, he's gone to sleep, isn't he? Fucker.
Wakey, wakey!
Right, I'm going to call him. Wait. I might have to get all of you to scream at him, just like, wake up. I think he's got so comfortable in there.
It's going to turn into a pantomime, man.
Hang on. Oh, DeVille. Don't do it. Wake up!
Yeah.
Wake up! You're on. This is live.
Right.
Wake up. You back?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
I'm in.
Thanks. As you fell asleep. Hi, Tom.
Hi.
It's been a very hard day.
It is a very hard day. Sorry to wake you up there, sir, from your slumber. So, you are now trapped in a net like so much salmon. What do you want to do, sir?
wriggle around like a salmon then.
Okay, you start wriggling like a salmon to make sure that you're still alive, and this isn't the afterlife or anything lovely like that.
By wriggling them all.
You're still holding the dead chicken in your hand. We've done the toughness, I think. Okay, so you realise suddenly that you're caught in this very thick hemp rope net, and actually you're bouncing around quite happily against the side of a waterfall, about halfway up and halfway down.
I'm so relieved right now.
Maybe Tal did hear your voice. Maybe Tal actually came and saved you and put a net here. That's pretty awesome. Nice going, Tal.
Tal made a net. Yeah.
Well, it is hemp.
Can I smoke the net?
Not just right now. It's pretty wet. It's pretty wet and soggy. All right. So what do you want to do, sir?
Well, I guess I'm going to sort of wriggle around and try and look for a way. Is there a way to get out?
Yeah. In fact, actually, you see Dell do this amazing backflip into the waterfall, and she goes into the waterfall and slams there. And you can see her and the dog in shadow, but they don't seem to be falling. They seem to be standing on a ledge, which is behind the waterfall, which is pretty crazy and wild. Also, this net doesn't look natural.
Right.
Not that you know much about botany or anything, but you're pretty sure that nets aren't naturally created.
It's not been woven from seaweed.
No, exactly. Well, it might be natural materials, but you're pretty sure that nets aren't like plants. They don't just grow. People make them, you think. Maybe you're wrong. You don't know. You're not a botanist.
I mean, I've learned never to discount anything in nature, but
that's right.
But this looks very much man-made,
yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. So, is there a way out of it?
Well,
can I help him?
Presumably,
or can you add?
Yeah, you can talk if you want together. You can definitely talk together.
Is Del? I don't suppose you got a hand for me. I'm stuck like a salmon.
You're doing that thing where kids get caught in or anybody gets caught in netting, and you may just make it worse by wriggling more. You're doing that.
Yeah, stay still.
Oh yeah, all right.
Do you want a hand, do you? I can give you hand.
Both of you suddenly hear a voice out of fucking nowhere. Can you both make initiative tests?
Oh my god.
It's literally like what? It's like imagine you're playing a game and you've got your headphones on, you're in VR, and somebody just taps you on the shoulder. It's like that. It's like what the fuck?
18. I rolled an 18.
Okay, so you're surprised but in control. Tom, make an initiative test, please.
Hang on, I'm just trying to move over towards the dice.
Get out of your fort, Tom.
All right. Oh, the dice are massive. Hang on.
Get out of your fort. You're in your pillow fort. We know this is your duvet moving the mouse right now. 66. That's a big failure. All right. So you freak out and you're sort of standing. You freak out. Oh! And then you flop over and fall over again. But luckily in the net still.
Right.
By the way, if you did a critical on that fail, you would have fallen out and be hanging onto the side of the net right now.
I'd have fallen out and fallen around the rest of the waterfall, wouldn't I?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so you're here now, just bouncing around upside down.
Can give hand if promise not to hurt, promise not to kill.
Okay, so from that you see. So Del sees more than Blue. Tom. Ratty. But Ratty, you're still present. Obviously, you can hear this, even though there is a cacophony of water. So Del, you see this human ? Step out from the shadows. He's dressed in this bizarrely noble finery. It's this amazing ruffled shirt and these probably once blue and black breeches, and these these boots as well that were shiny, except they look completely tattered and battered and moldy and dirty and scuffed, and there's moths have been chewing on this shirt for a millennium seemingly. But that's not the weirdest thing about this creature, this person, this human or whatever has stepped out. His entire skin seems mottled, like it's been burnt. His face is incredibly elongated, his nose is really long, with his jaw is really short and quite narrow, and his ears are have been burnt and are curled over. He's got no hair on his body at all, but he's wearing this sort of this refinery, and his teeth are quite little buck tooth and stuff, and he's sort of dipping his head and he's looking a little bit nervous. Obviously he'd be nervous, he's been clearly living here alone. And this is clearly his net. But he speaks Old World in a very strange accent,
Well, not to you, actually. In fact, disregard that because you've never travelled in the old world outside of the forest. And Tom's never been outside of the forest where he lives, so you don't know what this accent is. But this guy, he's pretty weird and pretty deformed and strange. But he's standing on two legs.
Can I just check that we are not going to get a lawsuit from the estate of J.R.R. Tolkien?
Why? This character is a good 5.5 feet tall. That's not anything that would be anything in the Tolkien thing.
Okay, all right, okay.
And by the way, I don't believe they can have a patent on accents and voices. I'm pretty sure.
He's being Gollumist.
Pretty sure. I'm just thinking. We don't know what Gollum is in this place. Gollum is not a thing here.
Similarity in the performance.
I don't think it's actually something you can't. You don't think you can patent a performance. Because if that was the case, then Christian Slater would never have had a career.
That's true. Jack Nicholson would have sued.
Jack Nicholson would have sued his fucking ass. I'm pretty sure you can't do that.
I'm doing my best here, all right?
Yeah, it's fine. Just maybe go down half an octave there, Clem.
What you're doing is good. It's just...
Clem, go down half an octave if you can, Clem. Just make it into your like chest voice. Yeah.
Getting a vibe.
Get the vibe. But we're getting the vibe.
Diaphragm, cool.
Yeah, like
Getting
it.
the vibe.
All right, dude. So let's carry on. So that you see this character step out.
Yep. And he says he wants to help.
Apparently.
You want me helping?
There you go. help.
What's the dog's reaction?
That's a good point, actually. Can you make a... Very interesting. You're fucking clever, Del. All right, so can you please
I'm
make...
fucking dead.
Can you please make a... for the dog, can you make a initiative test, which is 30, please?
59.
Okay, the dog sniffs at this new character. But obviously there's so many smells around him. There's water and he's basically wet as well. He sniffs and sort of like looks at it warily because it's a stranger. But doesn't seem to give a reaction one way or the other. Obviously it's not like bouncing over to be petted or anything anytime soon. But neither does it seem to be growling or like barking.
His hackles aren't up or anything like that?
No, it's definitely wary because it doesn't, as it would be of any person in a situation where it's just like fallen 75 feet in the air and been grabbed by a net and then somersaulted back with its owner. And it's pretty shaken and it's pretty out of it. I mean, the dog is nervous, it's shaking anyway, but it was doing that before this character like stepped out of the shadows. But it doesn't seem to be like growling or attacking or anything like that.
You want help or not?
Yes, we want help.
Leash dog.
Leash dog. Okay, I reach over and I grab his collar and I hold him to my side and I say, he's not going to do anything. He's not going to harm you.
Let's help person. He can't stand net.
Do you say let's help human?
I said person.
Person. Yeah, he says it like that. He goes, let's help person. Like that.
Okay, so I have Fleck. I make him sit and I say stay.
Okay, that's cool. He's actually Fleck's pretty fucked up right now from the whole experience. So
he wants to lay down. Fleck.
Yeah, he's gonna pretty much follow you. He's gonna submit pretty easily to your commands. He's not gonna try and like fight you on that.
He's been through it.
He's been through quite a lot in the last like 5 seconds. So he gratefully sits. He actually tucks himself behind you, and he sits sort of quite dormantly behind you, still watching the newcomer with very, very clear intent, but he's not doing anything particular one way or the other. Okay, so the newcomer steps over. So Clem, you can see Del, this character, this elf who's about 5'5" or something. She's quite short.
I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8".
5'8". Okay, so you're actually quite tall then. Sorry. So you're 5'8". It's clearly an elf that you do know. You've met elves before in various circumstances. And she is armed with a bow, which she has out, I guess. I don't know if you pulled a bow out or not very quickly. I guess you didn't. She has a bow in her back, and she has this massive, huge fuck-off, what looks like a scimitar, which you also know what that is. So she's armed to the teeth. She's also carrying, she carries herself in a way that is... She's definitely seen combat, you think, from your appraisal. In the net looks like some kind of crazy human hobo. Just like a swathe of rags. He's holding a dead chicken, presumably his lunch.
Spirits, then.
Yeah, presumably his lunch. And you notice there's 2 little ferrets scurrying around, and they both dive into his pockets, having landed quite gracefully with these handkerchiefs, which they tuck under their arms and then dive back into his robe. So he looks like some kind of weird flea-infested, hobo or vagrant or something. A vagabond, perhaps. And he's sort of lying there, like breathless, like just staring back at you, kind of, without seeing you clearly. He goes, and so, Tom, what do you want to do, sir? You see a figure come out of what looks to be like a cave entrance and talks to... You hear the discussion between this person and Blue's character. And it's sort of like your initiative round in narrative terms.
And I'm still stuck in the net.
A little bit.
I basically go... I'm sort of like wriggling. Like, imagine like a fish, if a fish had arms, and the arms, and I'm just like... I'm like holding, like flapping them around, like trying to get them to basically pick me out of this net. Well, can anyone maybe help me get out of this net, please? And at that moment, my 2 ferrets just kind of, just slowly sort of float down in front of me and land perfectly on my sort of feet. You know, on like the tips of my toes.
Yeah, got it. So yeah, they wish they do so.
Yeah, and like just look at me with great shame.
Cool. Clem, are you checking WhatsApp, by the way?
Checking what's what?
WhatsApp, please.
Okay.
Always.
So
Clint, you always have the WhatsApp open.
yeah, it's only so I can send messages to everybody if I need to like help behind the scenes stuff. So so yeah, they do. So they sort of float very majestically down to your feet. They scurry up, tucking their little makeshift parachutes under their arms, and they dive back into your robe. And they sort of pat you. Both of them come to your face. They just pat you very gently on the cheeks, like that, and then they just dive into your robes, say "good job" or something like that. Del, it's now narratively your go. So you see this creature is now, or this human is now walking over to the side over here, where there seems to be a kind of rudimentary pulley system, which is like this, looped around what looks like a stump of a tree, which is half hanging out of the waterfall like that. Are you doing anything particularly?
Yeah, I walk over
Okay.
and I say, "How can I help?"
Cool. Clem?
So I'm just reading up on my WhatsApp. Okay, cool. I'm grabbing hold of Tom and saying,
Shh, be quiet.
Okay.
There's undeads.
You can all go into like a narrative conversation. You don't need to do it one by one now, folks, because obviously you're all working together. So that's fine. You start winching him in. We're basically the winch here, very rudimentary, basically draws in the net very close into the side so you can hop out, seemingly. So you're going to go underneath the waterfall.
I'm going to say as he's drawing, what undeads? What undeads? Where? Where are the undeads? All I see.
Shh, maybe birds. Birds. Sharp teeth, claws, beaks, all.
Just at that moment, Tom, you hear from around you, above you, from either side of the waterfall, this like just this huge cacophony of sound like that erupts because you sort of don't quieten down in time. You go, what are you talking about like that? And you then hear this and this flap of wings from either side, and literally from the rocks all around the side of this waterfall, this huge eruption of black, grey, mouldy, matted feathers. And these remember those crows that you were fighting before in the van that almost killed you?
I remember them. Also, so I go, oh yeah, and then at that moment I clamp my hands over my mouth. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
At that moment, just like in that kind of like, what was it called? What was that Vin Diesel film called? Damn it, it's so good. He plays the
Furious 7?
No, the sci-fi one, man, with all the... No, the sci-fi one. Stop going about Fast and Furious. You know what I'm talking about. Pitch Black, thank you. It's like that. It's like that moment in Pitch Black. And the whole of the front of the waterfall just suddenly gets rushed by these black forms. This strange human drags in the net, and you go under the water. And as you do go under the water, where the net was, all these darts of black just skim straight forwards, backwards and forwards, like crisscrossing, almost like another curtain of feathers and bones, and literally would have shredded you to pieces in that moment. And there's so many. There's like scores and scores of these things just flashing forwards, backwards and forwards, and then circling, and eventually they circle off. Del and the dog definitely reacts and sort of scoots back even further. It doesn't growl. It's actually looking pretty frightened. Dell, these things, you see these things as well. It just basically blots out the sun for a moment. So any light that was cascading off the front of the waterfall has now turned pretty much into pitch black. Please don't sue us. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what's happened. Okay, so Clem, you know exactly what this is about. Yeah. So yeah, what do you want to do, sir? I'm gonna keep checking the messages as well.
Right, cool. No, I honestly thought from a chat we had that they were off to the side, but no. Okay, cool. Right there, literally in front of all around us.
In front of the waterfall, you're protected. Like the waterfall, the water goes above this ledge, so it's like a kind of like a shield in that way. That you have to like Dell jumped through the water and landed on this ledge almost by chance. You pulled the net in taut, which means it just rocks back through the waterfall. Onto the side. And Ratty, you're now completely soaked, by the way, because you just got doused by the waterfall.
I mean, yeah, I just fell down a waterfall.
Is the net in any? Has the net been shredded by the carrion birds?
No, you pulled the net in before the carrion actually struck in that area. But basically, had you left it, Tom and the net would have been completely shredded apart by the sheer number of bodies flying backwards and forwards. The net is securely winched over here because you sort of pulled it. You pull it around the stump of the tree, and that's what tightens the entire thing like this. And
for the minute, can I keep the net around about there so it acts as a second layer of defences against the birds if any of them come through?
To be honest with you, if they came through the water, the net is only really at the base of where you're standing outwards. It just acts literally as a net. It doesn't cover it's not like a wall. It's like a catching net. So you catch your fish like that, right? So it just drops into it as opposed to like being a wall in front to cover. It's not going to stop shit. It's like these things will just go straight through the water if they realise.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Worth a try.
Worth a try, sir.
Okay. Come into
the cave. It's not safe out here.
Yeah. All right. I don't really ask questions. Okay, cave. I don't know. No other alternatives.
I mean, we've fallen most of the way down a waterfall, and now there's carrion birds everywhere. I'm like, all right, we're going with you. Yeah.
Guilty.
Okay. Who's leading the way? Just out of curiosity.
I'm assuming I am, as it's my cave.
It's up to you. These are two strangers that fell into your net.
Hey. What?
Tom?
Hello?
That's actually what you all say. You'll start starting around going, huh? What? Huh? What? Huh? Huh? What? Come on, folks, roleplay.
I just said it's Clem's cave, and
what?
Anyway.
So
you're a cave. Lead the way.
Clem, who's this Clem?
I wasn't
My name not Clem. My name's Quint.
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 Hi, Quint.
Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Quint.
Okay.
Quint, is this your cave?
Quint is a knight. Quint is hiding here.
Okay.
You're welcome to fish.
But watch out for the birds, right? Because I just saw those birds up there. So we should be quiet, right?
Yes.
I just realised I'm talking again. All right.
Yes.
Be very quiet.
So very quickly, Tom, you get a gander at Quint, who you've now been introduced to, who apparently is a knight. He's dressed in this noble finery, like a floppy shirt with like lots of ruffles and this sort of like waistcoat as well, which is like stiff in places and moth-eared and eaten in the others. He's wearing these black and blue breeches and these sort of very large black boots. One of them has a spur, the other one's like ripped off half a spur. It looks like something a noble would have worn, but they're completely like moth-eaten and dirty and shredded. And like they've seen like better years, better decades, not even better days. His skin is completely burnt as well. You notice that almost straight away. His ears have been sort of like melted a little bit. He's got a very long face. He probably wasn't a particularly handsome gentleman when he wasn't burnt. His nose is very long. His chin is very short and tucked in. He's got these buck teeth that sort of stick out. And he's got a very long sloping forehead and a very rounded dome. He probably wasn't the most attractive man in cause for
I
that
feel like
reason.
you're rubbing it in a little bit at this point. Neil.
Not really. I'm just giving you a description of this this monstrosity in front of you.
Slapped with the ugliest dick.
So he's just not. He's probably very charismatic. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. He's like super charismatic, just not like an oil painting.
I have a lot of character.
He's got a lot of character, very high fellowship. So anyway, so he's been badly burnt and injured at some point. Doesn't look fresh. It looks like he was burnt at some point quite badly.
Medium to well done.
Yeah, medium to well done. His stuff, none of the clothes seem to fit him properly, and he also walks funny. He's got this sort of like slightly, like he's sort of like seasick almost the whole time. Like he's sort of like when he walks, he's sort of wobbling a little bit, like left and right.
Saying that one leg is shorter than the other.
You don't know. You're not a physician. However, you can think that if you want. You can say that out loud.
I look very intently at his legs as he walks.
Okay. So, Clem, are you leading them or are you letting them go first into your gaff?
I am leading them because if they were going to attack me, I'm going to make the assumption they were going to attack me by now. Also, we are all trapped together.
At the moment, yeah, which is, hell, there's other people and all that stuff. So, okay, cool. All right, so you lead them into your Casa de Clim. So you sort of walk past and you sort of lead them to this area over here.
Twins. Can we get this twin?
I think this is going to be an ongoing thing, isn't it?
Casa de Quint. So, yeah, Casa de Quint. All right, so you lead them in. Ratty and Del, who is leading in your group? Who's going forward?
I'm following right behind and just checking out those legs.
All right, cool. And Del and the doggo are taking up the rear. Okay. So you walk into the first, and this is definitely like a cave, a natural cave system. There are like stalactites and stalagmites and things all over the place. The first thing you notice is there's 3 massive escargots here. One of which is broken and has been chopped up. And there's another one which is intact, and another one which looks like it's intact but looks like it's really weather damaged, like water damaged. And those are just sitting here. They're all empty. There's another like area over here behind them. There's another chamber over here that leads this way, and over this corner there's like this kind of like rough assortment of like mini boxes and open spilled bags, and there's definitely food in there. You also see some, like, between these 2 stalagmites. There are hanging fish that are being dried badly because it's a really moist environment. And there also looks like what looks to be like a rudimentary fire pit here, which is currently unextinguished. It's also pitch black. You're also walking into darkness. So I know you've got night vision, Tom, so you can see most of this. And you've got night vision as well, haven't you, Del?
I have good vision. Good vision. I don't know if I don't have.
Yeah, you're an elf, so you should probably have 30 yards of night vision. It's kind of like infravision in D&D, where you can see in pitch black environments. It looks like either green or red or something like that, or grey or whatever. But you can see people in outlines. You just can't see colour. It's like it's pitch black, but you can see. So both of you can see well enough. That's cool. All right, so you step in. That's what you see. There's no discernible light source at all. But you notice that the human Quint sort of steps through very easily and sort of like steps around. Various objects have been scattered on the floor. It's pretty messy. He's clearly not an aficionado of what's that Japanese woman called? The amazing woman who does like really cool things with like clothes and underwear, and it gives you more space back.
Oh, you're going to say feng shui there for a second.
No. She's really cool. I basically tidy my socks. It's not that. It's something that, I can't remember knowing. She basically, like, my socks and underwear, like, drawers have never been the same ever since I watched that program. Anyway, and t-shirts. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Marie
Kondo. Yeah.
Marie Kondo, thank you. Marie Kondo. I thought you said Hondo.
No, Kondo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kondo. You're absolutely right. Yeah, Kondo. Cool. So it's like he doesn't really like do Marie Kondo. So things are like scattered everywhere, and it's a bit of a mess. But he obviously he's been here for a while because he seems to walk without any issue at all. He doesn't seem to mind the dark, and he is human. I mean, you're a special kind of human, Ratty. So and you remember that Ziggy always had to have a light. He didn't always see that well in darkness. So obviously this dude knows he's very comfortable here, I guess. What are you going to do, folks? Initiative narrative, I guess. So Del, you kind of have the first narrative go of it.
Okay. So I assess it, and I can see that he's been here a while. For the escargots, those are just random ones. Those aren't the ones that any of the ones like they've been here a while. Like,
Yeah,
are
they look like
rotting?
they've been there for a while. That they've been dragged in. Like these are not fresh. Like there's nobody like being trapped here instantly before you and dragged in. It also would be very difficult to do that. You think?
Okay, and do we feel like it's safe to talk, or are we far enough away from the birds?
Don't know, mate. That's your call.
Okay. All right, so I want to approach Quint. I'll tell the dog to stay, and I just want to walk up and be like, do you live here? Is this your home?
The place I found myself, yes.
How long have you been here?
2-3 weeks since the undead come. They trapped me in here.
Okay. Is there a way out, or is that the only entrance?
There are places. There are places, but I'm scared of them. Scared.
Okay.
The creatures in there.
What kind of creatures? Undead?
No, they outside. Beetles. Big beetles. Lots of legs. Scary.
They sound scary. Well, thank you for saving my friend, and for saving us.
Can Tom? Can you please make an initiative test?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Actually, no. So not initiative. Intelligence test.
Okay.
What's your intelligence, mate?
Hang on, I'm just seeing what I rolled.
I think that's a pass anyway.
That looks like a win to me. Wow.
Yeah, I rolled a 30. Yeah, I definitely.
That's a pass, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, Tom, there is something very weirdly familiar about this dude, about Quint. There's something that you can't put your finger on, but it almost feels like you've met before. It's really.
And he's gone through a time warp, and then he's come like. It's the same. No,
it's not as contrived as Star Trek. No, it's not like that. It's not like a Star Trek. Don't do the whole time jump. I've done the time jump thing. Oh, don't do the time jump thing. It's not like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's not that. All right.
There's something weirdly familiar about this, or something about him that's familiar. Actually,
I'm going to look very closely at him and say there's something weirdly familiar about him.
Yeah, and then you realise that Ratty has no inner monologue. Okay, so you can make an observation test, which is initiative, but I'm going to give you +5 for no particular reason, other than I like you, Tom.
Oh, well, I mean, and also I fucking need every help I can get.
That too. Actually, I was trying to disguise it as that, but basically it's a special bonus. Whoa!
Hey,
big money! Big money! Man's on fire! 10. All right, Tom. I'm going to send you a message, mate. So that is for your eyes only. So I'm going to do that on WhatsApp. Okay, so Clem, what is it that you want to do right now? If you need to tell me something that they can't tell them, you can also WhatsApp me. That's fine.
Okay, no, I think I'll keep on with the conversation, actually.
Okay.
So I say, so you've managed to build that whole net thing since you've been here, right? Is that correct? You built this whole net thing in just like 2 weeks.
Yes, what of it? I good at this. You like the cave? You prefer to take time with birds? You want to reason with them?
I mean, so why did you build this whole net thing, right? What's that all about?
Hungry.
So you just catch fish?
Boats? Whoever comes down the river.
Did you catch these? And I point to the escargot.
Yes. Regrettable, but necessary.
What was inside of them?
Take a looks. Take looks.
He points towards the other side where all the boxes and the bags and the grain bags are all sort of split open and either half eaten or eaten or emptied. And he just points to the right side.
You're not sheriff-free, are you?
He says the word sheriff-free in a way that gives you the impression that he really struggles to pronounce like R's like that. Like sheriff-free, like his mouth can't quite do it.
All right. So what do I...
I have this image of you like hand reaching for bow.
I wait to answer. Am I in trouble? Am I arrested for stealing?
Can you please make a will power. Oh, no, cool test. A cool test, please.
Okay.
86.
Oh,
It's a big fail. All right. I'm going to send you a little message there, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, you have to do this. So carry on, please.
Yeah, I don't make a move for my weapons or anything, and I just try and keep him like calm. You know, no. I'm just asking questions. This is a very nice place you made here, Sir Quint.
You notice he's sort of getting very nervous, and he's sort of like his face is like looking left very quickly, looking right, not much, but like imperceptibly, and that his nose is twitching a little bit, and his fingers are sort of flexing. He hasn't cut his nails for a very long time. Like the dude does not look like he's taking care of himself at all. And
as he's doing that,
yeah,
I'm going to gently reach forward.
yeah.
Part of his arm is it exposed, or is like skin on his arm?
He's wearing sleeves that go up to his wrists, but his hands are exposed. He's got very long fingernails.
Okay. We could double checking what we've been chatting about.
Yep.
What does that mean?
About to tell you in a second, sir. About to tell you in a second. Okay. What are you two going to do? Carry on, Tom. It's you and.
I'm going to gently reach forward and touch his face.
Okay.
What you do?
You're stepping forward. You touch his face, and at that moment, Tom, you sort of like breathe in, and this horrible, acrid, like pungent, like the worst, like it's like dirty. It's like 3-week-old bacon left in the sun, wrapped up in I don't know what it is, like something equally horrible wrapped up, and then
entrails in a bat.
Yeah, something like that, and then offered to you and just wafted around in front of your face, and it just hits your nostril. It's super acrid. It makes your eyes water and sting a bit. Can you please make a toughness test? And Del, can you then also please make a toughness test as you smell exactly the same thing? Tell me if you pass or fail.
I failed.
You failed?
I passed.
You passed. Okay, so Blue, you're like, what the heck? What is that guffin? Tom, you start coughing and your eyes are streaming with water. And it's just it is the most unpleasant smell you smell in quite some time. And you live rough in the countryside. Huh?
Was he just fart attack?
Yeah, it was kind of like a fart attack. But it felt, you do hear this just before. And then it's like, oh my god! It's like, I mean, it's evil. It's whatever his diet is. It's fucking evil.
Can I ask? When I touched his face, like specifically, I was touching just up around close to his, like high on his cheek.
Yeah.
Did I feel stubble?
Little bit. Yeah, he's pretty stubbly. But then he lives in a cave, man. It's probably very difficult for him to shave. All right, so you're now affected. You got -10 to all your characteristics temporarily. So initiative and weapon skill and ballistic skill and not intelligence, but anything that relates to like dexterity type stuff, you got -10 penalty temporarily. Okay, Tom?
I'm playing here a sec.
So, Clem, this has just now happened. Mightily embarrassing, or it may or not be. However, you've seen these two people's their reactions. The elf is definitely So
I need to roleplay for a second. Don't hurt! Don't kill! Didn't mean it! Sorry, didn't mean it!
What?
I'm like,
Your evil fart? Was it an accidental smell attack you just did on us?
You scare me!
Del,
Del,
very quickly, Del, what do you want to do? You've just been hit by this waft and seen Ratty's reaction.
I absolutely blame Tom for this. I look at Ratty and I said, "Good job, Ratty." And I turn to Quint and I just say, "It's okay. He won't touch you again."
Okay, Quint, can you please make now a cool test?
Okay, cool. One of my worst stats.
I know, mate. I know. It's gonna happen a lot.
I love you too.
Wow! Look at that critical pass. That is a critical success. There's a critical success. This is like stuff of legend, basically. All right. Del steps forward as she says that and just reaches out to touch your hand. And there's just something about her way that instantly calms you down. Like the thing that happened to you a minute ago, which does happen from time to time, it's instantly like it never happened. Like your whole body stops like shivering and shaking. Your nerves just suddenly drop. You become incredibly calm and still at this woman's touch. It's almost like she's got a healing gift, right? There's something inside you that she speaks to, and you just sort of stop and look at her, and you suddenly realize that in fact, I'm going to send you a message actually, man, because this is too good. I've just had a really good, nice idea, and you become incredibly calm. So you become incredibly calm, and you sort of look at her and you see something around her, and it's just quite beautiful. You just stop dead. You're unable to do anything temporarily, but you're just stopping and looking at her with this like amazing smile on your face. By the way, his smile is enormous. Like when he smiles, it's enormous. It's like an enormous smile, like a Charlie Brown enormous smile. I guess Tom, what are you up to, mate?
I'm just a little bit freaked out by all of this. So hang on, right? You're stuck here, right? And you say where are the beetles? Where are these beetles that you're talking of?
Sorry. Looking at pretty lady. Very pretty lady. Pretty lady.
She's not a beetle, though. Hang on. Right. Quinn. Come to me.
Yes.
I feel like I'm talking with Gary, but you're real.
You have no idea what this Gary human is, but he's riffing.
Right. So tell me, right? So you're here because you got stuck here because there were birds, right? Undead. And where are these beetles that you're telling that we can't? Where are they? Like, and why haven't you got out of here? Like, I'm sure you could get out of here. Why can't you get out of here?
Look at me. I beg her. I beg her. I burned. My skin taut. Not good at fighting. Not as good as used to be. I'm burned. Beg for food. Can't take on nest of beetles. Die.
Where are the beetles, though?
They're down in the lower corridor.
And
down
can
there.
I just check? Are they big beetles, or are you just afraid of small beetles?
Pretty big to me.
He's not actually that tall, by the way. He's only about 5'2" or something like that. So these beetles could be pretty small, Tom.
I know, but beetles are normally like an inch, maybe 2 at most. Like,
No, big beetles, lots of legs, lots of legs.
All right, okay. So
birds or beetles?
That's the age-old question. Birds
the age-old question.
But come, sit, eat, sit. Pretty lady, sit, eat. I got fish. Fish is good.
He immediately goes up to the rack of fish, and he goes for the biggest, most freshest looking fish he has, which is saying something, I guess. And then just offers it straight to you, like it's dead. It's not even cooked. And he just like slaps it down in your hands before you can tell him no. And then he looks at the other fish and just hands his tiny little tiddler fish to Ratty, and a little begrudgingly, and just gives him that.
Thank you.
Welcome, most welcome, most welcome.
The dog sort of like wandered back over again, is now sniffing around like all the new smells, and is sort of like roaming around the room a little unchecked.
What name dog, pretty lady? What name dog?
Make a cool test, please, Clem.
Right.
His name is Fleck.
You get to plus 20 on your cool test. That's a fail. It's not a huge fail though with the plus 20. You are very wary of this dog. This dog frightens you. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, like you, stay away from dog. Stay away from dog. Don't like.
That's fine.
I stay over here. If he stay over there.
I tell the dog to sit and just stay.
Okay. He does so. I'm going to make a little test. Cool. At that point, you hear... Okay, so at this point, folks, we're going to sort of move a little bit into more narrative stuff. The dog, by the way, as he does that, you hear this... But he begrudgingly does as you ask, but he's staring directly at at Quint. and is not. His gaze is completely fixated on him, like he's like that a little bit. Just growls. So very narratively, what are you going to do, folks? You're still in the larder section, Quint.
Can I just check? Right, my ferrets are with me, yeah.
Yeah, they landed softly, and they're in your
So as I sit down to eat my fish,
yeah.
I
Oh, by the way, you're going to move into another room to do so. He sort of takes you through to another room, if you're cool with that.
not really. Why?
Fair enough. Okay. So Clem.
Oh,
So
you get the feeling you trust me, sir.
so Quint motions you as you hold your wet dead fish. He motions you into another corridor, which goes swerves around to the left into darkness. And he says, as he backs into the sort of shadowy corridor, he sort of says,
Come.
and then disappears into darkness.
Okay, so he's not in the same room as us. I feel like Ratty and I need a moment just to quietly speak to each other very quickly.
You think?
When he starts
You think?
I say, did you smell that far? Absolutely monstrous.
I guess I did, but I feel like we have more important things to discuss.
I feel that I got an insanity point from it.
Don't give Neil ideas, for the love of God, no.
Too late.
All right, do we follow this? Do we trust him? How do we get out of here?
There's something not quite right about him. I know that much. Yeah.
Says the man who sleeps in a hedge.
No judgment, sir. No judgment.
Do we follow him? I guess.
I mean, there's 2 of us and Fleck. There's 3 of us and my ferrets. There's 5 of us. We
With Mabel?
We can jump him. There's one of us who's years old. So I say we jump, but just be ready, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. This is all being done like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Del taps you on the head and tells you, "Stop! I can't hear you. Use words." And you're like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, okay." And then you start talking.
No. All right. So we'll follow him, and maybe I think the only way out is through those beetles. That's my guess.
All right. Cool. Groovy.
All right.
Okay. So who's going to go first? How are you going to do this? And help me through it very quickly, folks, please.
I'll go first, and I'll call Fleck.
Okay.
Pat my side and have him at my side.
So Fleck's pretty close to you. He's staying really close to you, and walks. And the chicken hat wearer follows you in pursuit. As you step into the next room, again it's pitch black. There's no lights here at all. And again, you sort of see this dude. You see Quint walking around with great ease. Like it really doesn't seem to bother him that it's dark. I know he also said he's only been there for a couple of weeks. Ratty, you start having trouble seeing where you're going. It is completely pitch black. And although you have night vision of 6 yards, it's highly unusual for a human. But you're having real trouble seeing where you're going. You kick a few stones out the way. You you stub you knock your ankle on the entrance a little bit. And you can sort of see what you think is like a bedroll or something over here. And there's some other stuff over here, like an assortment of crap and junk. But you can't really, and you definitely can't see this entrance over here, this other entrance here. You can't see that at all. You can just about make the outline of Quint as he's sort of scurrying backwards and forwards, trying to seemingly make space for everybody. But there's no fire in here. There's no light source at all.
Are you okay, wet man? You seem troubled. You trouble? You troubled? You stubbed toe. You alright?
We've not got any lights in her at all. I mean, we generally need a bit of light,
Oh, sorry. When burned, eyes got burned too. I don't see too well. I do better by feel.
Can everybody make an initiative test? Tom, you have an initiative test -10, please.
Sorry, am I doing one too?
Yes, please. Yeah.
I
Fail. Yeah, that's a fail. Actually, it's actually -10 for you too, Blue. Sorry, I should have said that. -10.
I got 32. So what is
That's a pass. Okay, Klim, can you please make a fellowship test plus 20?
That's very nice of you, considering how low it is. Rightio. That is a hard fail.
Good. Is that a critical fail?
No, a hard fail. I
Damn
got
it.
60.
next time, buddy. All right. So Blue, or Tom, you don't. Your character doesn't know this, but Blue, there's something about the way he says that, and he sort of picks something up, and you know how sometimes when somebody's clumsy, or like, I'm talking about me right now, I'm referencing myself. You pick something up and you sort of juggle it a bit because you just dropped it, but then you catch it again in midair. Like that. You know what I mean? One of those things when you just juggle a glass, go, oh, fucking hell, and you catch it. He sort of does that with something because he's quite nervous around you. Positively nervous. Like, he doesn't seem like he's afraid of you anymore. In fact, he seems the opposite. He seems like he's almost like bashful around you. And he picks up something, drops it clumsily, and then catches it in the air. And then sort of like puts it on where it should be, like makes space for you. But if, like, what he just said doesn't equate to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, his eyes apparently were damaged in the fire that happened to him. And yet his eyesight seems really keen, and it's pitch black in here.
If you wish make light, then make light.
I go.
Click your mind.
I click my fingers and I do a little whistle, and Mr. Spidge comes and sits on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And he
takes off his hat.
He does a little prayer motion, and a blue flame appears above his head.
I forgot that's how the magic light works. See, that's so cool. I forgot about that. So yeah, suddenly there's light that just like blasts through the room. Well, not blast, it's candlelight. But you suddenly see his ferrets on his shoulder. This is a huge surprise for you, Klim. It's like completely bizarre, and this little tiny ferret is sitting like almost like cross-legged, and he just has his little paws in a prayer position, and this blue light has erupted from the top of his head and is now acting like a blue, kind of like a blue or like candle.
Almost like a blue candle, basically.
You do magic.
I got a few tricks about me, yeah, that's
He
right.
dabbles.
Dangerous to do magic. Dangerous. Things
Well,
go wrong.
Normally, I tries to use it to get, out of trouble instead of in trouble, but I must admit it does get me into more trouble than I care for.
Someone accused me of magic once. Look at my skin.
Well,
You be careful. You be careful.
I've not been that unlucky so far. Definitely.
Don't worry, I keep secret.
So as awkward as this social interaction is, that you're all seeming to get to know each other and a little bit more comfortable, the Quint carries on and tells you all that he offers you basically a place to stay and rest up.
He's talking. I'm looking very closely at his front teeth.
Make an initiative test. I'm going to say, Klim, did you pass your test or not? And you failed. You failed, didn't you?
The fellowship one.
Yeah.
The fellowship was even with plus 20, which would have been 30.
You failed.
I got a 60.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So yeah, straight initiative test, please, Tom.
With luck, I pass.
Well, it's the same day, so let's see if you have luck. You do. Your luck holds. Yes, that's a pass. Okay. You do notice that his teeth, and you're no dentist or physician, but his teeth seem incredibly fucking long. They're really long teeth. Like he's definitely, they're like, you've heard of like buck tooth, but this is like double buck tooth. This is like, he's got some serious chompers at the front of his mouth.
Very ugly.
He says after he notices you staring sideways at his teeth.
When just take a pew, my friend. Take a pew. I need to chat with you about something.
What wrong?
Del, what are you and the doggo
wrong
doing?
was it?
What are you, as they're talking, what are you and the doggo doing?
I'm really just fascinated by what's happening. I don't know what's happening, so I'm just watching their interaction. But I'm also looking down. Is it a corridor that I can kind of see down?
Yeah, you can see down a corridor here. It looks like it goes into a split, like a natural split. When I say corridor, this is a cave corridor. So this obviously was like, there was probably water that rushed through here at one point. These don't look like rooms. I know I've made them look like rooms. They're really not. They're like where probably air pockets had at one point. And there's probably water rushing through the system that created this cave system. None of this is man-made. It is very much an underground cave, right? So this thing sort of opens like this, and then you see this like split in the rock like that. And one thing goes one way and the other one goes that way. And that's all you can see from this distance.
Okay. Well, I like the idea of resting too. I feel like we could all use a rest.
Yeah, I mean, basically what he was doing was like putting out these like rag blankets and straw and stuff, and he's just like making 3 places to basically rest. And he sort of invited you to rest as well as to eat
I was
fish.
in the middle of something.
You are. Yep, I'm just doing this simultaneously. So that's what you're doing, Del. Ratty, back to you, sir.
Wait, just take a seat. Just take a seat for a minute, lad. I just want to chat with you about something.
Okay, wizard. What do you wish to talk to me about?
As I say that, by the way, I throw a look to Del, as in trying to indicate, just to try and make her cover the exit.
How are you going to do that, Tom?
I just look at her and I look at the exit.
Okay, I want you to make a fellowship, Tom, and it's going to be -10 because you're in darkness and you have no idea whether or not you're conveying that message. But my gosh, you're trying.
Put the light up.
Oh, he's got a light up. Sorry, that's fair. Take away the -10. That's a straight fellowship roll, sir. What is your fellowship, by the way?
My fellowship is fucking crap anyway.
Is
so.
it? It's because you're a pumpkin.
I do have language thief.
75. Yeah, he doesn't though. That's the thing.
Fail it anyway.
He doesn't have it. By the way, if you want to teach him any skills, you can, just not right now. So if you want to teach each other skills like secret signs,
I failed to communicate to Del.
Basically, Tom, you nod the wrong way.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my little ploy here. Right?
Yeah.
So I say, Quinn, you seem, I don't pride myself about much in knowledge, but I know a little bit about nature and I know a little bit about the soul. And I can see in you, I think, maybe a good soul, or at least a confused soul that's trying to be good. But I got something I got to ask you, because I got a feeling about you that you're not quite a man, are you? You're more of, I don't know, I can't remember what we call them, but a while back we met some rat men, and you seem more like one of them, except you're shaved to look like a man. Am I right, Quinn?
People call me that before. That happens. It happens. I know I ugly. I know I burned. I know I'm not half the man that like you are, but
Del, you doing anything right now? Because you're listening to this. This is all happening in front of you.
Yeah, so I immediately turn my attention to what Ratty is saying, and I look at Quint, and I start to sort of, my hand starts to sort of itch for my arrow and my bow.
All right.
And am I able to tell Ratty something? Ask Ratty a question?
Yeah, you can make an initiative test at the same time.
Okay. Let me run initiative. Ratty, are you calling him a Skaven?
I sort of am.
Because them's fighting words.
I am a bit
Dirty, filthy rat creatures. Dirty, filthy, hate them.
He says, unconvincing.
I think he is and he isn't. That's it, Bill. I think, in his body he might be one, but I think in his brain he isn't one.
Can you please roll your initiative test now, Del?
I rolled 34, so I passed.
34, it's a pass, okay.
Okay.
what convinced you I not hurt you?
I think if you were going to do it, you'd have done it by now.
Those won't hurt you.
Okay, so can you, Clem, what are you, besides talking to this wizard, what else are you doing? You notice that the air in the room has gone a very different kind of frosty, very frosty suddenly, and all the eyes, including the dog, are looking at you.
Yeah.
By the way, I hope you've noticed that I've tried to do that with the the most kindness that I can.
Yeah.
Although I know it's not easy to.
I tell you something.
Okay, Blue. Sorry, what are you doing?
So I
Can't attack him
believe
sitting down.
Like, well, wearing glasses, I am. Wouldn't attack human with glasses. Sorry. So, Blue, what are you doing?
I don't want to draw my weapon, but I don't feel like he's a threat. Like there's many of us and one of him.
Okay.
Is there a way I can like I want to see how sincere he is. Like, do I believe him?
Yeah, you can make another initiative test, but I'm going to give you a +10 to this because you'll pass the last one, and you're really scrutinizing him, and you're definitely in control of the situation. So initiative
62.
+10. That's a pass anyway. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, so far, like he seems to be the person he is presenting. If that makes sense to you, doesn't seem to be anything duplicitous in what he's doing or saying right now. And every time he looks at you, by the way, he has this weird look that you kind of feel is somewhere between awe and reverence and something else. It's pretty weird. Like he's looking at you in a kind of, like it's a Comic-Con moment, right? He's looking at you like, wow, like that.
Fanboy.
It's kind of fanboying over you a little bit.
Nothing wrong with fanboys. Fanboys are great. Just
Fanboys are cool. I'm just, fan
yeah.
people are cool. I'm just simply saying that he seems to be fan peopling you.
Yeah, as I look at him and I look him up and down and I take a step and really look at his eyes and his face, I turn to Ratty and I say, he's a fucking Skaven.
The rat's out the bag now, my friends.
Deary me.
Yeah. Okay, Clem, what are you going to do, buddy? Clem's literally left the game. Yeah.
You have choice now. You kill me, because I am, as you say, if you say, and if you think, a filthy Skaven. Doesn't change fact. Beetles there, birds there. I wish to help. I cannot help how I was born. I can help you, however.
Well, hang
I
on a
am
minute.
in your hands and in the hands of that goddess.
Hang on a minute. Weren't you going to tell us a little story a minute ago? I think before my friend Dell had her moment of revelation.
I think the revelation sort of changed the tact of the conversation quite dramatically there, Tom. It's a fucking Skaven. Tends to be a bit of a mood killer from, like, getting to know one another. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to bring it back.
It's why we love you, Tom. It's why we love you. Is it my turn to speak then?
Yeah, but, I mean, this is one of those things, folks. You sort of find your way through it, just because it's like it's a tense moment, but you're not like in combat with each other or anything like that. So that's cool.
I bad creature. I admit it. Okay. Cannot help how I was born. I met a monk. Monk taught me about chivalry.
Chivalry, yeah.
It affected me. Made me see things different.
He taught you how to save yourself.
Everyone sees Ratman. Everyone sees Skaven. They burned me, my people. They burned me. So if you kill me now, you do me a service. Be done with it.
By the way, folks, just very quickly. Round of fucking applause for that role-playing moment. That was fucking great, Clem. There you are. That's all you get. You don't get that again. But well done. That was amazing. I'm digging it. Not a dry eye in the house, folks. Sorry, carry on, players. Sorry.
We've been doing this for 30 episodes and I haven't had a single.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm curious.
Guinness luck.
Guinness luck.
Fuming right now. Not really.
Not really.
So, if you are as you say you are, then you are not like most people, and that means that you are like us.
I am hated.
Well, I didn't say, I wouldn't say we're hated. I mean, calm down. I'm trying to feel a bit better about yourself.
30 chapters is still going strong. Come on, people like us.
I mean, I hope someone likes us somewhere. I don't know. We are hated in some places, to be fair. So what I'm saying, though, Quinn, is in many ways, we're shaven skaven too. Shaven skaven, the word.
Shaven Skaven.
Oh my god, is that a thing now?
That's now a thing. Shaven Skaven.
It's my new kink.
Shaven Skaven.
You talk lots, wizard. You funny.
Well, yeah, because that's magic that's where magic comes from, right? Talking.
As far as you know, because you're not a fucking licensed wizard, you have no idea where it comes from. Am I the only person that finds that funny? Fair enough.
Oh, I'm with you.
All right. So with that, folks, are you progressing? Like, I mean, what are you going to do, Del? So I should intervene just to allow each of you equal space.
Can I just finish my little thing?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, sure.
All I'm going to say is, we will help you get out of this situation if you help us get out of this situation, and then we will go our ways, and we will not tell anyone what we have learnt of you. Does that sound fair to you? But if you lift a dagger, or your sharp little teeth, or if you do one of those evil farts on us again, then...
Quint cannot help that. Quint was scared. You scared Quint.
Well, I'm not going to try and scare you anymore. I mean, if you get scared by something else, I guess we just have to live with the evil farts.
Could be useful.
It could be if we got... I mean, I don't even know if gas masks have been invented in this world of perilous adventure.
Dwarves have them, but nobody else.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, let's just get through this, and you're at the moment your secret is safe with us. But like I said, if you lift a dagger against us, we will definitely lift our daggers back against you.
You not tell the Quint. You not tell the Quint is Skaven, and I not tell anyone you is wizard. Knights shake hands on such things. Will you shake the hand of a Skaven?
I will shake the hand of a knight, sir, and that's when I take his hand.
Okay, and it feels.
Shaking his hand.
Have you ever held a rat, Tom?
Yeah.
Do you know the tails, like the rat tails?
Yeah.
His skin kind of feels like that, like a rat's tail.
Has he got a tail, by the way? Have you got a tail?
As you take it,
Oh my god, Tom, you can ask people if they have tails.
Ratty, as you take his hand, you have that moment, then you pull him around like you're twirling him, and then you say, "Have you got a tail?"
You tuck your tail up your bum, though. Can I just ask?
Okay, you're twirled around, and you shake this guy's hand. He's pretty strong, actually, for like a wizard. You don't remember them being that strong from your experience. And he's sort of like, you're now like sort of being whirled around by him, and he's trying to look at your bottom to see your tail. Well, he keeps saying
Just cut off by my people.
You insensitive bastard.
I wasn't going to go that far, but no.
Yeah. So I'm the internal monologue, sir.
All right. Well, all right. I just wanted to know. That's all right then.
Del.
Right, then. So we've still got the situation: birds and beetles.
Del, what are you doing throughout this? Sorry, it's been a bit of time. What are you up to?
Who are you talking to?
Blue.
Del.
Blue.
What? Yeah,
Well,
I'm here.
What are you up to during this conversation? What have you been up to?
I'm just observing them, and I'm as Ratty is saying that we won't bring harm to you if you don't bring harm to us. I nod.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with that.
So you're kind of cool with it. All right.
Yep.
Sorry, Tom.
Sounds like a great way of not getting killed. Cool.
I said we got to decide birds or beetles. Why? Hello.
I say laters. We rest. You rest. You just fell down Waterfall.
I would love to rest. would look.
I could do with getting some magic points back.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that I actually know what magic points are. I guess they just my juice. I need to get my juice back.
Yep. All right. I'm ready to rest.
Okay.
I look to sit down.
So all of you sort of like step back very slowly, almost simultaneously, to your rag piles. I don't know how you're going to do this, folks. Are you just like going to go to sleep and let this like strange, not Skaven creature be awake, or how are you going to do that? Are you just going to trust, or what's the plan?
I have my Fleck. I
Okay.
feel like I'll be up against the cave wall, and then he'll be
In front
between
of you.
the Skaven and, or between
Yeah.
Quint and.
Sure.
So he would motion if something happens. So I feel, and I just feel like just the sheer exhaustion, because this has been one hell of a day.
Yeah, sure.
I don't really care.
Okay.
I would just lie down. Yeah.
All right, cool. Tom, Ratty.
I want to. Can I sleep like Gandalf with my eyes open?
Yeah, yeah. You've learned like a cantrip, like an equivalent, which doesn't cost you anything. But basically, it's a spell that you found that you can put your face into any position, and it's called Frozen Face, and you can freeze your face in position. It doesn't hurt you, and you can do like you can fall asleep or you can be awake. It doesn't matter, but it stops you. Basically, it's something you found when you were a kid. You found that you could win any blinking cost test you ever went into by like willing your eyes not to like shut. So it's called Frozen Face. It's like Magic Flame that you've got. It's like a free spell. So yeah, you can do that. You can just like put your eyes open, leave your eyes. Your eyes get really dry and itchy in the morning, and occasionally you have to pull bugs out of the corners of them. But you can do that, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm doing that. I'm like basically sitting, looking like I'm looking at Quinn.
That's so freaky and weird.
But I'm asleep.
All right, cool. So
Everybody looking at me, I'm going to sleep in another cave. Make me feel better.
okay, so you're gonna move off to another cave into your
The main entrance cave, but I'm going to do it quietly because I know exactly what's outside that waterfall.
okay.
Everything.
So you see him walk out normally. It's only when he gets to the edge of the sort of corridor he starts creeping. So he's clearly not trying to creep past you or anything weird like that. But obviously he's referencing the birds and stuff. But he does sort of creep off. Do you say anything as you go, Clem?
Sleep tight.
Excellent.
Cute, but also scary.
Ratty, you're already asleep and snoring with your eyes open. You're like that. Your eyes are open. You don't hear that, but Del, you do. All right, folks. So without further ado, I guess you all go to sleep. You have a weird. All of you have a weird, restful sleep. It's like filled with your own personal takes on the trauma that you all experienced at the hand of that enormous fall and near death. You do wake to the smell of like heavy fish smell, and Clem sort of bounces back in to the entrance. Sorry. Quint, not Clem. Quint bounces back in. There's some light now shining like off the corridor walls, so clearly it's daytime. You'll immediately check your body for puncture marks, but apparently you're all okay. Or whether your toes have been nibbled in the middle or earlobes have been nibbled. Apparently you're completely whole and he kept his word. He sort of bounces back with some fish. He's also moving now a lot freer. Like you can definitely see there's like... He's also... His boots, for instance, he's got this little old, like really crappy knapsack. And in them, he's got his boots are sort of picking out. And you can see his feet quite clearly now. He's taking them off. He's moving a lot easier than he was before. The boot
of joy.
Yeah, so he's sort of his toes are flexing a little bit, but he's definitely a Skaven. Like you can see now the burnt, like hairless Skaven feet. They're very, very long, unnaturally long, and he's moving like a lot more sort of like forwards, like with his chest almost. And he's sort of like moving in a way that you know Skavens move. So he clearly looks like a Skaven now. And he's moving forward. And he puts the fish down. And he sort of steps back. And he's looking at Del now in such a weird way, but he's sort of like this smile comes on his face again, which is really fucking eerie and weird, and like a Charlie Brown smile. It's pretty strange. Right, so health points and stuff. So I'm going to say that you can get one back, Tom. Everybody can get one HP back, one health point back if you were missing.
Neil,
any.
could you do that for me on the tabletop, please?
Yeah, where are you? You're over here.
I'm
right?
green.
Yeah, okay.
I'm green.
What's your maximum, by the way?
I think that's it. Actually, I think I
It's
only
6,
took one.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
And Tom, you can get D4 magic points back from resting.
Okay, cool. Thank
That's-
you.
Sorry, not D4, 2D4. 2D4.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, much better.
Alright.
Yeah, 2D4 magic points back. So I've got these little 2D4s down here for you next to your placer.
Okay, sorry, hang on. I'm just trying to one-handed navigate myself round to my... Sorry, give me a second.
It's because you're still wrapped up in your pillow fort.
I've got the tiny dog has refused to go to bed and is sitting on my... Oh, I don't mean... Ugh.
That's because the tiny dog knows it's Vagabond Sunday, that's why.
Yeah.
You get...
Tiny
Who's hurling buildings around like Godzilla?
Yeah, that'll be Tom.
me, accidentally.
All right, cool.
He's showing off to his dog again.
Rah, look at me. Rah, I can do that.
So I got... You say I got my...
2D4.
And my wounds, how many did I get back?
1.
Okay. Thank you. And there's 2d4. Right, let's roll those. Thank you, Neil.
You're welcome. That's a 2 and a 4.
Okay.
That's 6 magic points back.
All right.
Very
Nice.
good.
Okay, I
There
don't
we
want to
go.
turn it into a long, role, sort of conversational thing, but I just want to ask them what they were doing up at the falling out of a waterfall in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can very succinctly, you don't have to roleplay this, just very succinctly, in your own words, bring up speed. I'm pretty sure, Clem, out of game, you actually know what happened to them, right?
Yeah. The thing is, my character doesn't.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is be able to, reference things that I've seen in the videos.
Got
So,
it.
You know, that's.
That makes
I'm
sense.
covering myself.
Sure.
Neil, I'm covering myself.
No worries. So, Tom, you don't have to go into character, but just you can give Clem the information that you want now and hold anything back that you don't. But don't have to worry about it in character. So just tell me generally, broadly, what you and Blue can chip in as well, what you and Blue want to talk about.
What I tell him is the immediate events that we were in that town. An undead army attacked us, and we escaped that town. I'm not going to tell him the bigger picture.
Okay.
Just actually, no. I'll say we've been in this valley for a while, and it seems that there is the undead amassing here, and we think there's a bigger issue brewing. And they came and attacked this town, and we just escaped them. So that the birds and the beetles are actually small parts of a much bigger problem out there.
Okay.
Okay, can I ask? Did you live in the villages? Is that why you're here, or?
No. I just say we were wanderers, and we came and we were doing a job this way. That's
Okay.
Almost like we're vagabonds, right? Just one.
yeah. We are vagabonds. We are the vagabonds. We were just wandering.
I like the idea that every now and again in the adventures, like somebody just goes, yeah, I guess we're kind of like vagabonds, and just like it's like a thing that you're not completely aware of, but it's
What
kind
are
of
we, like
met-
some kind of vagabond?
Yeah, exactly like that. I think it's fucking cool that every now and again you creep it into. It's like, wow, you fucking vagabonds, like like something like that. I think it's nice.
The basis says, "Oh, what? So you're like a bunch of tramps?" And we all kind of like nod, sort of sadly.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, those sort of like meta references. Yeah.
Exponents of wandering fuckwittery.
Yeah, there you go. Clem, check your WhatsApp, Clem.
Oh, on?
Check your WhatsApp, sir.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Okay, so we're gonna keep in descriptive narrative because obviously time is against us, folks. What do you want to do next? What's the general plan now?
Can I go to Quint and just say, like, we also have our friend Bondo, who's probably worried and looking for us. So we need to get back up top. That's why we need to leave this cave. How can you help us, like, get out? What is the fastest, safest route that we can get out?
Well,
is it this way? We gotta kill beetles, man. We'll kill those beetles.
You're kind of a Rolling Stone kind of person, anyway.
I do not know what beyond beetles, but I know beetles live. Beetle passage go next to and past trees where all undead birds are. So if they're way out, that's best place.
Can I ask Ratty if he can have one of his ferrets do the light thing again, and we go up because it looks like it diverges 2 different ways, and to see if there's wind on either direction, like they do in cave systems.
Yeah.
To see what might be the best, like where fresh air is coming from, to determine which path to take.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, we can do that.
Is that the plan?
That's my plan. I get tell Ratty.
Can we sit at the junction for a while and go, it's no good, we're lost.
We're all gonna die. We're lost. You can totally do that. All right, so I'm assuming your order is like this. If you're going to carry on with this plan, you sort of gather your possessions that you may have been using or taken out. You've eaten your like very, very, very cooked fish because clearly he doesn't know how to cook properly. And you go to the corner. Tom, he then So Ratty then goes to the tree in the the separation in the corridor, and immediately says, "We're lost!" And then Dale, you tap on the shoulder, he turns around and goes, "Oh right, that's right." At this point, you then get out the ferret and you do your thing, and to the right, as if you're looking at the 2 paths, the right path, the flame flickers. As if there's a draft and a waft. It's not like a normal flame, folks, so it doesn't like flicker madly. It's quite small and perceptible because it's like representing flame. It's not actually like it's a magic flame as opposed to a real flame. If that makes sense.
Right, but the right hand side is the one that's giving us the best indication of fresh air.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think we go right.
Wait! I get weapons. This is a quest.
Yes. Quest.
Yes, we are on the quest. Correct.
He dives back and grabs like whatever his possessions are. Like he's gathering his possessions together. So yeah. What does
he have?
Like he's got like this rusty, shitty sword and dagger and stuff, and not much. And he's got this massive tower shield that he sort of lifts up quite easily with one paw. But it's like it's got holes in it and it's like rusted as fuck. It's actually more dangerous to him. Probably.
Can I pull out my scimitar, show it him, and say, "Do you know how to use this?"
Okay.
Oh, two-handed. Not good at two-handed. No, found these in a tomb. Long dead person.
All right.
You don't need them, though.
All right. You fucking shit. All right. Okay. Cool.
All right. Do we move to venture forth?
Yes.
Okay. So Quint, you're following up the rear now. You sort of like walking along, and Ratty's like sort of scurrying forward quite quickly. You see light coming through in front of you, Ratty. Yeah. And actually, what you do is you come up to this sort of like it looks like a whole bunch of twigs and bush and stuff that's been slammed against the end of this corridor, like blocking the corridor. You can totally see through though, and you can hear now the rushing water, and you can definitely see the outside. And it looks like it's just been like barricaded over the front just to stop. It doesn't like block the corridor. You could kick it in one go, the whole thing would collapse and go out. But you're pretty sure you can smell fresh air. This is like an opening to the outside, and it doesn't go very far. It's not like a very long corridor either. It's just like a little pathway, like maybe 20 or 30 feet long, and then it just goes straight to the outside. But it's covered in all these twigs and things.
Shh.
What do you want to do, Tom?
We're gonna go. Yeah. We're gonna go that way. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah.
So you can give it a good kick and it'll flutter out.
Let's do that.
All right. So you get forward. You hear this not that way as you kick it. You just kick it really hard, and it just goes psh, 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 and shatters over there. You almost immediately fall out. And what you find yourself is you're actually on the side of the waterfall where all the rocks are. And this thing just cascades down to the bottom. And then you suddenly, you have this sinking moment of, whoops, because you see right out into the lower valley now. You can even see La Maison Town in the distance. And from all around you just hear this. And at that point, we're going to hold the game there, folks. Nice.
Deary, deary me.
Yeah, you hear this die from behind you. Cool. All right, so let me just save the game real quick, folks. That was cool. Nice. Welcome to the Vagabonds, Clem. What a lot of fun, huh?
I hope I have made a good impression.
That was really great.
That was great.
So we got Quint, the fucking unscaven Skaven now. I mean, I started off...
Shaven Skaven.
The Shaven Skaven. I started off this game with all of you, like, with high hopes of low fantasy and not getting into weird, crazy territory. Pretty sure we just shattered that now. That's done with, isn't it? This idea of gritty realism. We're not in Nolan territory anymore. We're more Burton now, I think. I think that's fair enough to say. All right. Well, listen, folks, it's been a blast. Clem, thank you so much for joining us. And you'll be joining us next week. Sorry, not next week, next session, obviously, moving forward, which is great.
Have me, absolutely.
Yes, indeed, we shall, sir. And we shall see exactly what's happening to the Vagabonds and where the fuck Bondo got to, and see what's up generally.
He's still part of us, even though...
So, without further ado, Vagabonds, you're going to say goodbye to the community. Thank you very much to the community, and thank you very much to the mods as well. Thank you for tuning in.
Clem gets to flip the table. Flip the table.
Okay,
Flip the table.
it's your turn, sir.
Yes.
Right. Flipping the table in 3, 2, 1.
It's so beautiful!
Did save it.
You can't kill Sad Neil that way. He is immortal. All right, folks. Thanks very much. Goodbye, Vagabonds. Take it easy.
Bye!
Oh, are we going to raid, by the way? Are we raiding?
I'm gonna raid Brian and Amelia if that's cool, because
Yeah,
they're
do it.
playing Resident Evil 8.
All right, folks, you want to see more Resident Evil 8? If you can stomach that, Brian and Amelia are just playing. They're our friends. Head over there, give them your love and support. Tell them that Heisey sent you. And, yeah, have fun. All right, see you, folks. Bye. Can I stop the thing? Do you hit the thing so I can stop the thing? How does that work? I've forgotten.
Hit the stop streaming?
Yeah.
On OBS?
Bye.